Today is 16th of March. Now, since the last videos, STI experienced severe sell down, and this is in reaction to the news of the collapse of some of the bank. And the latest is Credit Suisse, which is the second largest Swiss bank. So the possibility of a contagion effect is real, and that's sanctuary to the market. Now, the sell down of the STI actually broke major support at 3210 and 3180. And it tests the support at 3,100. This is quite significant, tested on many occasions, and followed by a bounce. Notice 1326 properly placed, sloping downwards, and the daylight is huge, so the reversion to mean is high possibility, and this is what we are experiencing right now. If you take a look at the weekly charts, if you notice, it's actually trading a bottoming tail, so the odd of further upward move is there. But whatever case may be, it is very tricky to trade rebounds, so it's better to wait for the dust to settle. Now, usually after a severe sell down and a strong bounce, we may see a couple of oscillation, and that is very choppy. So it's important to wait for the dust to settle. Now, some strong stocks still hold very well, so it's important to manage them closely. And some of the weak stock has actually weakened quite significantly, and some of the stock break up but was not able to follow through. So it's better not to take any new position, but manage existing position closely. Let's take a look at the US market. This is S&P 500s. After breaking this downward trend line, there was a test of this resistance followed by a classic retracement, which is perfectly normal. Now, what we do not like to see is that this wide range reversal bar. And this weak bar itself is a small bar, and trading near the bottom of this bar, this is generally negative. Now, if it's not able to hold this, then we can see further downward move. Now, Nasdaq appeared to be much stronger. If you notice, actually it traded well into this reversal bar, but it's still too early days. We'd like to see what happens over the next few weeks. Again, important to watch this level. If it's not able to hold above this downward trend line, then we could see further retracement. Now, this is the charts of 10-year Treasury yield. Notice a severe sell down over the last two sections. Now, because of the collapse of some of the banks, so there is general speculation that the Federal Reserve may not hike interest rate in the next meeting, and that helped to actually fuels the move in some of the REITs. So whatever the case may be, these moves are usually temporarily and short term. This is a chart of Brent crude. After trading sideways for several months, we see a break of this support here, this trend line, and this is very important levels. And the fact that your company with high volume is generally negatives, and this will offer overhead resistance. So any throwback itself will met with this resistance here. So the odd of it actually trading upwards here is limited. Let's turn attention to our local market. Semco industry, after consolidating for some time, managed to stage a breakout 3 days ago. Follow through, and today we trade a small bar, low volume. This is generally healthy. Notice the increase in daylight. So if we can trade sideways in small bar, that will be generally healthy, and we look for further upward move. Now, if we actually take a look, this is staging all-time high, but usually after a huge bar like this, we may experience pullback. This is Food Empire. Today there's an attempt at this level here, but was not able to close well. Likely to pull back from here. Again, we like to watch, perhaps wait for you eventually consolidate and break this high here, which is at 895. So remember, if you have these positions, you just manage them accordingly. If you take new positions, you just have to be more cautious, perhaps take a smaller position. PropNet. Now, the stock was actually trading very nicely. In the recent jittery, actually, you noticed there was this shakeout So again, this is really part of consolidation. Notice we don't see very significant increase in the volume. So again, we need some patience and eventually wait for it to complete its consolidation and take out this high, which is at 193. This is Delphi. Again, notice actually over here we see an increase in pace the way it run up, a huge daylight, and right now it actually pull back. Again, it may consolidate sideways, and we need to exercise some patience for the consolidation to complete. Keppel Corp, after extension bar, is actually trading sideways. So again, we will need some patience for it to actually consolidate and eventually take out this high here. This high here is at 557. So these are the probably more obvious strong stocks. This is Tianjin, which I mentioned. The liquidity sometimes may not be high, so this is something you just have to be wary of. Now, after this run up, we are experiencing a pullback. Look for a break eventually above this high here of 144. Genting Singapore. Today we see strong upward move after this pullback. Currently there's a big dipper setup. Bar high here, 2 bar high is 106. Now we also discussed Nano Firm. This stock was actually resilient, holding up well, and eventually broke out. But unfortunately today we have a pullback, and this pullback is pretty deep, though the volume is low. So if you notice actually over here, we consolidate just below this resistance level. We notice actually pullback just before this breakout, and there will be a follow through, and followed by this pullback. So we'd like to actually observe if break the supports, generally the bear is off.